And sometimes you have to really slow down to pay attention. I am a recovering hyperachiever, and I like to have my lists and I just get everything done. And, as a hyperachiever, you do that to the detriment of relationships and also, just yourself and your self-care. I always want to get ahead. I always want to be ahead. I always want to be good. I always want to be, and probably part of that is because when I was a basketball player, I could have scored 40 points in a game. My dad would say, good game. Now, you remember that time when you went right, you should have gone left. So constructive criticism is how I grew up. And just the other day, so you notice things. So, but if you're a hyperachiever, sometimes you don't notice stuff. So I could not wait to retire so that I had time. But guess what? It didn't happen because I have a really tough boss and her name is Emily, and she creates a bunch of shit for me to do. And I always have a long to-do list. And so it didn't just automatically happen. I thought that automatically I would be able to slow down, but I couldn't. I didn't know how. And I also didn't know how to feel. I couldn't name my feelings. And that is not unusual. There's a lot of people in this country. There's a book called Permission to Feel that can't even name their feelings. I mean, happy, sad, but I couldn't name my feelings. So I've hired a lot of coaches that have helped me. One of them wanted me to meditate. And she wanted me to do it for 40 days straight for 15 minutes a day. And every 2 weeks when I met with her, she'd say, what day are you on? I'd say 2. She'd say, what? I've got a lot of stuff to do. I've got a podcast. I got this, and I got a lot of stuff to do. I don't have time for this meditation stuff. But finally, when I did it for 40 days straight, I wouldn't live my life any other way. But I figured out that meditation really made my whole day go so much better.
And so John McCaskill would tell you that getting to day 3, that's the rep.
Yeah. And so when you say about how to find your why, part of it is you got to slow down enough to listen to your intuition, and you've got to listen to where your discontent is and to where your heart is pulling you. And if you're so busy with your to-do list and life and everything else, and you're not making time to really listen to your intuition, then you're going to miss it. But part of it was meditating and slowing down. And then you start to notice what you're noticing. And it's kind of like, and you might even notice what your inner critic is telling you a lot. And you might not realize how much your inner critic is telling you stuff, but you start to notice it. It's kind of like, you really want to buy this red car because no one else has this car. And then you buy it, and then you see all these red cars just like yours on the road. Where do they all come from? How come, everyone got a red car? It's because you're more aware. So becoming aware is one of the ways to start to figure out your why.